I'm Tim Bartholow. I'm the Chief Medical Officer for the WA Trust. So we met Bob through a conversation that Bob had had with our CEO. Our CEO had thought that it would be useful. That leadership team hadn't had sort of glue between them. They hadn't built their own group just yet, and it was clear that that needed to happen. We also had a challenge in a couple of our areas that we needed to, frankly, get more either humble or honest about. Bob helped us actually accomplish over that 9-month period a terrific transformation, really, of our leadership team. So our leadership team, prior to the time that Bob had been with us, had incomplete trust one with another. They hadn't been honest enough, actually, one with another to say, this is what I need, and I actually need to buy this deadline. And if I don't get it, this is what that actually will translate to. I think today we have the opportunity to talk to each other plainly. If we don't actually work carefully together in the way that Bob Prosen has suggested to us, that we will pass opportunities. And I think our team today is focused on not letting that happen. Trust is a hard thing to actually make happen, right? And it takes deconstructing probably some of the barriers. And Bob's been dramatically successful with us, having us call out actually when the other is not feeling safe, and even in doing so, the colleagues feel safe. It's quite an accomplishment after this 9-month engagement. During our work with Bob, he had us put together a couple of different devices. He has specific names for them, but ultimately they're report cards, one for sales, one for more operational areas. And the clear focus on what is it that we have to achieve in order to be successful together has been keenly important for us. Having us all understand together the only way we're going to be successful is hitting these exact metrics. So in the MORP, or in the sales analog of the SORP, we actually use red and green, not yellow. Bob was quick to tell us that things aren't yellow; they're either go or no go. Those were very useful tactics in being honest and calling each other out. Why aren't you green, and when is it that you'll turn from red to green? Obviously a key behavior for executing well. When Bob arrived with us, we were challenged with a sales process that was not functioning cleanly. We had probably some esprit de corps to be improved. We had some processes that clearly needed attention, and they needed a clean execution. Bob was able to, with the SORP, help us identify a path of execution that allowed us to identify the things that we weren't doing, that allowed us to be clear and honest with each other about what it would take in order to make that happen. Obviously, everybody wants more sales. So do we, but the processes that we need today are in place, the trust we need is in place, and the team feels actually very good about what they're doing as we try to meet new goals. Any organization attempting to execute at a higher level has got to think about what kinds of investment in either consultative time or frankly, how much production time they're going to take their executive team out of their or away from their other activities, right? I would tell you that the hours we spent with Bob have been key important to us in arriving at an honest interaction of how do we and how are we not doing our best to achieve our goals. Without that work, I do not believe that we would be as well tuned as we are today. When Bob joined us initially, we had enough struggles in the team working together carefully that we would not have been able to have acted on several opportunities that we've had. And in fact, even in the 9 months where we've worked with Bob, we've actually acted on a couple of those opportunities. But I have to say that our outlook for the future, having had this 9 months of intervention, I think to a person on our maybe about 10-person executive team is dramatically stronger. Early on, that we didn't know whether we'd be able to execute against some big goals. We just bought another company recently, and I think that speaks to our collective confidence that we can actually get it done. We have, like so many companies, no extra time to give to opportunities of maybe we can get better, but we don't know. We needed to have a really effective intervention, and Bob gave that to us. Bob's approach has been to, with his experience in various levels of leadership, including CEO capacity, is asking hard questions, helping us understand how to ask questions in order to get the kinds of results we want, and also actually pushing our team and each other, but pushing our the direct reports in developing a culture of delivering results that we did not have before. If you're thinking about whether Prozen fits you or not, I would say for us as a company and maybe others, we benefited in part because we needed clarity in some very simple terms about how we were going to do better. And I think Bob provided us language and a method of improving relationships between our executives that I don't think we would have achieved in any other way I'm aware of in 9 months.